My body is a wholly neutral thing. Well, hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we're ready for lesson 294 in A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students. We're reading from the original edition here on October the 21st of 2023, which is a Saturday. My body is a wholly neutral thing, and I'm forgiveness teacher from the Ozarks, Willie. I am a son of God, and can I be another thing as well? I am a son of God, and can I be another thing as well? Did God create the mortal and corruptible? What use has God's beloved Son for what must die? And yet a neutral thing does not see death. The thoughts of fear are not invested there, nor is a mockery of love bestowed upon it. Its neutrality protects it while it has a use, and afterwards without a purpose it is laid aside. It is not sick or old or hurt. It is but functionless, unneeded and cast off. It is not sick or old or hurt. It is but functionless, unneeded and cast off. What a way to look at the body. Let me not see it more than this today, of service for a little while, and fit to serve, to keep its usefulness while it can serve, and then to be replaced by the greater good, and then to be replaced for greater good. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body, Father, cannot be your son, and what is not created cannot be sinful or sinless, neither good nor bad. Let me then use this dream to help your plan, that we awaken from all dreams we made. A dream of awakening is what we're dreaming, where the body is a wholly neutral thing. Not good or bad, not sinful or sinless. A service for a little while, and fit to serve, to keep its usefulness while it can serve, and then to be replaced for greater good. All right, and we'll come back to that at the end, and we'll also look at what is the real world. But let's go take a look in our text reading for today. And we're ready for the new interpretation, which is Roman numeral 8 under chapter 30, the new beginning. So as you're turning there, if you'd like to follow along, what on earth is going on today? Well, it's Apple Day, Babbling Day, Back to the Future Day, Bridge Day, Caramel Apple Day, Celebration of the Mind Day. And we're celebrating the mind and the power of the mind, its oneness with God, how that thoughts don't leave their source, and we're thoughts of God, we're thoughts in the mind of God, and we've never left our source. Whereas God created us invulnerable. Only the body's vulnerable, and we're learning that it's a dream and is not real. Its usefulness remains. My body is a wholly neutral thing. Check your meds day, count your buttons day, Garbanzo Bean day. Of course, garbanzo beans are the chickpeas, which are excellent for making hummus, which I'm going to share with you a hummus recipe here in a moment. Global Iodine Deficiency Disorder Day, International Day of the Nacho. And International Day of the Nacho. I was going to say on Global Iodine Deficiency Disorder Day. It doesn't take much iodine, but it does take a little bit. International Repair Day, National Fetch Day, National Pets for Veterans Day, National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. And I heard about the largest pumpkin grown this year was in, I forget who grew it or where, but it was. I saw that it was over 2,700 pounds. I think I got that right. 2,700, I think, in 41. 2,741, but it was over 2,700 pounds. I've always thought that, pumpkins are a type of gourd. And are they a cucurbito? I don't remember. But anyway, I was going to say about the pumpkin, I've always thought that what we really need to be doing is growing gourds. You know, their gourds are hollow after they dry, and they've got a thick shell around them and a very durable shell, and they last for a long time once they've grown and dried. I think we need to be growing huge, huge gourds. Not worry so much about their weight, but you want their volume. And I'm encouraging everybody to grow big gourds, grow them bigger and bigger and bigger, those bushel gourds, basket gourds, but get them big like they're doing the pumpkins now. My goal is that one of these days, it might be a few centuries away, but one of these days, we'll grow our own houses. National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, Reptile Awareness Day, and I looked up in reptiles, they're in the kingdom Animalia, phylum Chordata, clade Cerapsida, which I'm not sure exactly what clade is, because I always thought it went from phylum to class, but they've got that order clade, Ceropsida, class is Reptilia, and then the genera, there's 1,240 approximately different generas or genuses, and then there's of the species of reptiles, there's 11,651 different species. And then I said I wanted to tell you about a chickpea recipe for easy hummus, better than store-bought. I found this on inspiredtaste.net. I'll put the link to it in the description, but it's just a can of chickpeas, or 1.5 cups, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, or 1 large lemon, a 1/4 cup of tahini or sesame butter, 1 small garlic clove, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, which you could do with or without, 1/2 teaspoon ground cumin, salt to taste, 2 to 3 tablespoons of water, and a dash of either paprika, red pepper, or cayenne. I like cayenne, but not everybody likes it that hot. And then just blend it all up. And there's more to it than that, but that's the basics. And anyway, that recipe will give you the details. And then I want to tell you about an apple that we've already looked at before, but I want to tell you about it again. And it's the William Pride apple, since it's National or Apple Day. Early maturing, attractive, dark red apple with excellent tart fruit quality and immunity to apple scab. Extremely resistant to cedar apple rust and fire blight. For an out-of-hand apple, this is the best for so early in the season. It blooms over a long span and produces annually, zones 4 through 8. And that's out of Edible Landscaping, and it's William's Pride, the Malus domestica apple. Okay, now let's go look in our text reading and see what we can learn today. The new interpretation. Be sure to take with you, my body is a wholly neutral thing. Would God have left the meaning of the world to your interpretation? This is paragraph 82 in section 8 of chapter 30, the new interpretation. Would God have left the meaning of the world to your interpretation? If he had, it has no meaning, for it cannot be that meaning changes constantly and yet is true. The Holy Spirit looks upon the world as with one purpose, changelessly established. And no situation can affect its aim but must be in accord with it. For only if its aim could change with every situation could each one be open to interpretation, which is different every time you think of it. You add an element into the script you write for every minute in the day, and all that happens now means something else. You take away another element, and every meaning shifts accordingly. 83. What do your scripts reflect except your plans for what the day should be? And thus you judge disaster and success, advance, retreat, and gain and loss. These judgments all are made according to the roles the script assigns. The fact that they have no meaning in themselves is demonstrated by the ease with which these labels change with other judgments made on different aspects of experience. And then in looking back, you think you see another meaning in what went before. What have you really done except to show there was no meaning there? but you assigned a meaning in the light of goals that change, with every meaning shifting as they change. 84. Only a constant purpose can endow events with stable meaning. Only a constant purpose can endow events with stable meaning, but it must accord one meaning to them all. And if they are given different meanings, it must be that they reflect but different purposes. And this is all the meaning that they have. Can this be meaning? Can confusion be what meaning means? Perception cannot be in constant flux and make allowance for stability of meaning anywhere. Fear is a judgment never justified. Fear is a judgment never justified. Its presence has no meaning but to show you wrote a fearful script and are afraid accordingly, but not because the thing you fear has fearful meaning in itself. 85. A common purpose is the only means whereby perception can be stabilized, and one interpretation given to the world and all experiences here. In this shared purpose is one meaning shared by everyone and everything you see. You do not have to judge, for you have learned one meaning has been given everything, and you are glad to see it everywhere. It cannot change because you would perceive it everywhere, unchanged by circumstance, and so you offer it to all events, and let them offer you stability. 86. Escape from judgment simply lies in this: all things have but one purpose which you share with all the world. Escape from judgment simply lies in this: all things have but one purpose which you share with all the world, and nothing in the world can be opposed to it, for it belongs to everything as it belongs to you. In single purpose is the end of all ideas of sacrifice, which must assume a different purpose for the one who gains and him who loses. There could be no thought of sacrifice apart from this idea, and it is this idea of different goals which makes perception shift and meaning change. In one united goal does this become impossible, for your agreement makes interpretation stabilize and last. 87. How can communication really be established while the symbols which are used mean different things? The Holy Spirit's goal gives one interpretation, meaningful to you and to your brother. Thus can you communicate with him and he with you. In symbols which you both can understand, the sacrifice of meaning is undone. All sacrifice entails the loss of your ability to see relationships among events. And looked at separately, they have no meaning, for there is no light by which they can be seen and understood. They have no purpose, and what they are for cannot be seen. In any thought of loss there is no meaning. No one has agreed with you on what it means. It is a part of a distorted script, which cannot be interpreted with meaning. It must be forever unintelligible. This is not communication. Your dark dreams are but the senseless, isolated scripts you write in sleep. Look not to separate dreams for meaning. Only dreams of pardon can be shared. They mean the same to both of you. And the last paragraph, 88, and he's basically trying to get us to see that sacrifice is a problem, and that what we want to look at the world through the purpose the Holy Spirit has for everything. That's our shared purpose and shared meaning. And the last paragraph, 88, do not interpret out of solitude, for what you see means nothing. It will shift in what it stands for, and you will believe the world is an uncertain place in which you walk in danger and uncertainty. It is but your interpretations which are lacking in stability, for they are not in line with what you really are. This is not a state so seemingly unsafe that fear must rise. Do not continue thus, my brothers. We have one interpreter, And through his use of symbols are we joined, so that they mean the same to all of us. Our common language lets us speak to all our brothers, and to understand with them, forgiveness has been given to us all, and thus we can communicate again. Forgiveness is the dream we want to be dreaming, the shared purpose with the Holy Spirit of seeing a forgiven world, looking at it through the eyes of Christ. Okay, well, let's go take a look now at our lesson again. What is the real world? And how do we want to do this today? Let's, my body is a wholly neutral thing. Let's see what we can do here. Put my glasses on. Try and get that chord a little better. My body is a wholly neutral thing. 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 I am a son of God, and can I be another thing as well? Did God create the mortal and corruptible? What use has God's beloved Son for what must die? And yet a neutral thing does not see death, for thoughts of fear are not invested there, nor is a mockery of love bestowed upon it. Its neutrality protects it while it has a use, and afterwards, without a purpose, it is laid aside. It is not sick or old or hurt. It is but functionless, unneeded, and cast off. Let me not see it more than this today, of service for a little while, of service for a while, and fit to serve, to keep its usefulness while it can serve, and then to be replaced for greater good. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body, Father, cannot be your son, and what is not created cannot be sinful or sinless, neither good, neither bad. Let me then use this dream. Let me then use this dream to help your plan, that we awaken from all dreams we made. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body is a wholly neutral thing. The real world is a symbol like the rest of what perception offers. This is under what is the real world? Oh, what is the real world? The real world is a symbol like the rest of what perception offers. Yet it stands for what is opposite to what you made. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witness of terror to your mind. Your world is seen through eyes of fear and brings the witnesses of terror to your mind. The real world cannot be perceived except through eyes forgiveness blesses. So they see a world where terror is impossible, and witnesses to fear cannot be found. The real world holds a counterpart for each unhappy thought reflected in your world, a sure correction for the sights of fear and sounds of battle which your world contains. The real world shows a world seen differently through quiet eyes and with a mind at peace. Nothing but rest is there. There are no cries of pain and sorrow heard. For nothing here remains outside forgiveness. And the sights are gentle, only happy sights and sounds can reach the mind that has forgiven itself. What need has such a mind for thoughts of death, attack, and murder? What can it perceive surrounding it but safety, love, and joy? What is there it would choose to be condemned, and what is there it would judge against? The world it sees arises from a mind at peace within itself. No danger lurks in anything it sees, but it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. No danger lurks within anything it sees, nor is it, for it is kind, and only kindness does it look upon. The real world is the symbol that the dreams of sin and guilt are over, and God's Son no longer sleeps. His waking eyes perceive the sure reflection of His Father's love, the certain promise that He is redeemed. The real world signifies the end of time, for its perception makes time purposeless. The Holy Spirit has no need of time when it has served His purpose. Now He waits but that one instant more for God to take His final step, and time has disappeared, taking perception with it as it goes, leaving but the truth to be itself, leaving but the truth to be itself. That instant is our goal, for it contains the memory of God. And as we look upon a world forgiven, it is He who calls to us and comes to take us home, and comes to take us home, reminding us of our identity, which our forgiveness has restored to us. My body is a wholly neutral thing. 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 Thank you all so much for joining me today out in front of this nice big beautiful red oak. My body is a wholly neutral thing. My body is a wholly neutral thing.